Okay, I'm ready for the interview. How
Oh,
are you, sir?
good. How about yourself? I didn't catch your name, by the way.
Name's Mr. Kebun. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. If you want to follow me up, we'll go up to the judge's room
Sure thing,
upstairs.
good sir.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing fabulous. It's been a quite intriguing and sophisticated day.
Well, that's the way it goes, you know, especially with the DOJ.
Now, I must say, good sir, you are quite dapper. Looking quite dapper. This is fire.
Oh, coming from a man as well dressed as you, that means a lot.
Ah, come on. You have exquisite taste. I mean, look at this beautiful room. Keep throwing big words out. Ah, I see you have a Somerset lily here. Very nice plant.
You a man of plants?
Ah, and the firebird rose. Yes, I am. I am a man of plants. I love plants.
All right.
Let me go ahead and take a seat. Yeah.
Go ahead, wherever you'd like. So, let's start with something simple. Well, let's get your interest in the role of a magistrate justice.
Ah, what's getting my interest, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, where do I begin? I mean, you could probably trace this back to my ancestors. It's in my genetics, my DNA. It's who I am. I was raised on Judge Judy, Judge Joe Brown at a young age.
Good choice.
They're my idols. I mean, Judge Judy she's like a second mother to me, really. I've learned everything I know from Judge Judy. And Judge Joe Brown, when I was down and out, he was there for me, laying down the law in court. People like that, good people who make a change in this world, you know, they really help motivate you and realize, I want to be of use to society. I want to be the person that can help guide good and help reform bad and get people the closure and settlements that they want and desire.
I'm just gonna pull my tablet out here so I can take. That's okay. So you mentioned, Judge Judy, Judge Joe Brown. Do you have a favorite legal drama? I know a lot of people tend to like things like Suits or like movies like My Cousin Vinny, stuff like that.
You know, those are all great, but listen, I'm more of a realist, you know. Movies, dramas, those are great and all. Those are great for the kids or the wannabes, but I stay true to the real deal. I'm the real deal Holyfield out here. I only watch real court cases. I don't want to cloud my judgment of fiction and non-fiction.
Oh, do you tend to sit in a lot of trials?
Oh yeah, I've sat at many trials, trials such as terrorism, people tried for murder, all the way down to a simple, traffic accident. I've seen it all.
My. All right. Well, I mean, then I'm assuming you've seen a lot of lawyers and work. What, in your opinion, makes a good lawyer?
What makes a good lawyer is someone who knows how to prepare. Some of these guys, they get too full of themselves. Oh, I'm a big hot shot. I'm so sly and I'm so slick. I'm just going to go in there and wing it. But you need to prepare. Find the holes in the game. What are you going to stick on? Find your points. The big message. You want to paint the picture to not only the judge, the courtroom, the jury, the people back at home if it's televised. I did a lot of televised court cases because I'm kind of like, I was known in the legal system. I don't want to brag, but I'm known in the legal system. You have to find not only the truth, depending on what side you're on. You know how these courtrooms go. The truth ain't always there. But that's the judge's job to figure out what's the truth.
It's very true. So you mentioned you have some legal
yapping.
experience. Do you currently hold a bar in the state of San Andreas?
No, I actually just moved into town quite recently, so I don't. Maybe that's something you can help guide me with and
We
acquire
should
it.
probably knock it out here at the same time.
Ah, I mean, perfect. I mean, you're a man of great power.
Well, I'm just a lowly normal justice. The chief justice unfortunately couldn't make it,
Ah, come on,
but
man. A
that's why
justice
I'm
is a
taking it.
justice. You're a great man.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. All right, so just one of these questions I have to ask everyone. I'm assuming a man as dapper as you probably doesn't, but do you have any criminal record at this time?
No, sir. Not at all. Worst I have is some little speeding ticket.
What kind of other legal experience do you have?
Well, I've been on all sides of the field, except obviously being a criminal. I couldn't dare. My father would be so disappointed in me, but rest in peace. Um, I was once a detective. I know how to work the scenes. I know how to get into the minds of people, see truth between all the bullshit. I've done legal work. I've done representations. In other counties, I've done some, you could say substitute judging. They were in desperate times. I had to step in and be the justice the city needed. I've represented cases, like I said, of large magnitudes as well as small ones. And the truth of the matter is, the best experience is hands-on. And that's all I got is hands-on experience.
That's very fair. Now, were you participating on the defense side, the prosecution side, both?
I've been on all sides of the fields. I've helped prosecute. I've helped defend. I got about a total of 555 hours in courtroom alone.
That's a
I just checked
impressive
my
amount.
calendar, actually. 557. Sorry about that.
557 hours.
The numbers do
Is that
matter
all
in a
in
case.
court? Is that counting prep time, or is that just in the courtroom alone?
In the courtroom alone. I'm telling you, I was in there for terrorism
Serious dedication.
cases, murder cases, attempted murders times 23. I've seen some crazy cases go down. These are all my cases that I was.
So, I mean, you mentioned, a good lawyer, somebody's prepared, not really full of themselves and not just winging it. How would you classify your style of being a lawyer?
Whoa. I'm no longer a lawyer. I'm looking to be a magistrate. But back in my day, you see, I would first make sure I got the full story from my clients. No holes, nothing they want to withhold. Tell me the truth, because the truth is going to set you free. And set them free is what I did. I was so good at my job. I would hear their stories and I would figure out the little details, because the details is what matter. That's how usually people slip up. Hey, I was here at 473 and then I went down to I-925-6 and then I was on East Coast on the westbound of, Power Street. Well, how are you going to do that? At 430 you was at Al Dente's, but now 435 you're saying you're all the way down in the south side, which is about a 10-minute drive, so that's impossible. So I would make sure I got the story straight. I know.
Okay.
And then I would lay out the game plan. Step 1, step 2, step 3, but always have things to fall back on. Step 1 also had an A, B, and C, as well as step 2, because you never know when a curveball is going to come your way, and you got to be ready for that. You got to predict the future, but some things you can't predict, so you got to be prepared for the worst, but plan for the best. I said 473, and I said that last saying backwards.
Preparation's always important.
Uh-huh.
How would a typical opening statement unfold in your eyes?
We're moving into pink
What would really
haze.
catch a judge's attention?
Setting a theme, a target, a focus, laying it out flat exactly what went wrong and how you're gonna prove that shit went wrong. Because a lot of times they'll get up there and, oh, Your Honor, my client's guilty. His grandmother just got hit by a car. He's in such distress. He didn't know it was against the law. Please, these other guys are so No. I'm gonna Lay it down right there, right in front of their damn eyes, so they know I'm coming for their ass. I'm gonna get right to it. I'm gonna make them sweat right off the bat. They're gonna be shaking in their goddamn chair when they hear what I got to say up there. So stuff like that, you really want to be enthusiastic about your job. You really want to be a go-getter. You want to have a weak opening statement. You need a strong opening and an even stronger closing, because people remember the last thing they heard. A good opening is important, but you want a strong closing. That's the most important.
Very true, actually. I usually put it as, you don't want to be the color beige. You want to be something vibrant that catches somebody's eye. Perfect. In your opinion, what's the most important part of a trial?
There's a lot of mixed opinions on this one, but I'll tell you right now, there is no most important. It's all important. It's all important. Because 1 second of a trial could change the course of it all. It's the truth. You can't say one is more important than another. There could be one slip up from one side that changes the course of the entire thing. Hell, you can go on a recess and the dude falls down the stairs and dies. Or you could have piss poor planning and you didn't put the proper evidence in the case. I mean, there's plenty of things that can go wrong at any point. So at every point is important. You can't slack off. You have to pay attention 24/7.
If you had to classify your lawyering style as an animal, what animal would it be?
I'm very glad you asked. Now, this is a complex question. Because sometimes you gotta be aggressive in the courtroom like a lion. And sometimes you gotta be chill like a sloth. But most times it's gotta be in the middle. Now, you ever hear of a dragon? Mythical creature?
I have.
Known to be fierce, but also stories of them being wise, intelligent creatures with wisdom, powers, justice, the keepers of balance. I'm a dragon in the courtroom.
See.
A symbol of not only power, justice, wisdom, but sometimes people just need a little magic in their lives. If I'm getting hired, I'm 100% getting hired. OTT naming the host, bro. I'm excited to get the real estate stuff going.
So, as a magistrate, you're gonna have to be making tough decisions a lot of the time.
Oh yeah, I mean very tough. I mean, this is people's lives on the line here. I mean, $5,000 could ruin someone. Now, which leads me, I actually have a question for you. What is the threshold here for your small claims cases?
I don't know if it's changed over the last 2 years. I'd have to get that verified. It used to be 10,000, but it might have lowered.
Ah, so you've been a judge for quite some time.
No, actually, I came in, but I got the rules and procedures from 2 years ago because they haven't finished updating.
Could have fooled me. You seem to have a good grasp on everything here, man. I would have think you're doing this for 30 years.
You flatter me, sir.
You're good. You're really good at your job. Really good at your job. Now, I only asked about the claims thing because, throughout my years, I've seen it fluctuate here and there. But, I mean, $5,000 is just as important to some people as $25,000, It really depends on the person here. So I just want to make sure we're getting enough cases as we can. I mean, $20 could be like $5,000 to someone too. What's the boundaries here,
Speaking of which, how important is money to you? Because, you do get paid, don't get me wrong, but, bribery could be a real issue, and that's something we have to keep an eye out for when we're picking these candidates. Is that something that you might fall into?
Listen, youngster, I've lived my life. I've seen money. It's nothing but problems and pain. It doesn't give you happiness. It keeps you chasing. That's way beyond my days. I just want to, like I said, leave a stamp on this world. Change the society. Be of use to the people. Do good. I'm going to die soon. And I damn sure want to go to heaven. I have a crazy debt I need to pay off, and I will be collecting bribes.
How do you handle the court of public opinion? The hardest part of this job is, you always got to give somebody the losing side, right?
You know, as my good friend Marcus Aurelius once said, all that has no meaning. You make the meaning of the words. What people say, do, there's nothing to do with me. I interpret it as I will. And what they say means nothing to me. What matters is justice and righteousness.
I'm gonna go a little bit into the more legal side of things here. Let's kind of just get a feel of your personality a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. So, who in an open trial is required to meet the burden of proof?
Say that one more time. You had something in your throat?
Oh, no problem. Who in an open trial is required to meet the burden of proof?
Ah, you said who in the open trial is required to meet the burden of proof? Oh,
Correct.
I mean, come on. This is elementary. It's the prosecutor.
And what about in a civil case?
What's that?
What about in a civil case?
Oh, you said in a civil case? Oh.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be the plaintiff. This is all elementary.
Can you, in your own words, describe what attorney-client privilege is?
What's that? What's the question?
Can you, in your own words, describe to me what attorney-client privilege is?
Oh, in my own words, what attorney... Sure, I can explain that. So, attorney-client privilege basically means no snitching in street terms. You and your client, whatever's between you two, that's between you two.
And can that ever be broken by anything?
What's that?
Can that ever be broken by anything?
Oh, what's the question? What can be broken?
Attorney-client privilege. Can that ever be broken?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I couldn't hear you. Yeah, that can be broken. Oh, fuck. I'm getting fired day one.
And when can it be broken?
What's that?
When can it be broken?
What be broken?
Attorney-client privilege.
Oh, when can attorney-client privilege be broken? I'm so glad you asked. That's elementary. I mean, a couple different cases. It could be, fraud, active threat, court order,
What do you mean by active threat? What's considered an active threat?
What's that?
What is considered an active threat?
Oh, what's considered an active threat? Oh, that's elementary. A threat to life, you could say.
All right. Well, what if somebody, what if they allegedly murdered somebody and they told you, yeah, I murdered that dude? Is that enough of an active threat to break privilege?
What's that? What's the question?
Hold on. I'm gonna go get a drink of water real quick.
Yeah,
I think,
your voice is a little raspy.
Ooh, sorry about that. It's the acoustics in here too. It doesn't help very much.
Yeah. Back to your question. I mean, obviously the answer is no. But you know that already. I ain't gotta tell you.
Well, why is that not an active threat though?
What's that? What was the question?
Why is that not an active threat though?
What's not an active threat?
The fact that he just admitted to murdering somebody to you.
Oh well, come on. Past tense, my man. That already happened. You can't change the past, only the future.
It's true, actually. Yes. Can you tell me what's meant by ex parte communication?
What's that?
Can you tell me what's meant by ex parte communication?
Oh, ex parte communication. Sure thing. That's elementary. Well, how do I break this down to you? Now, it's funny you asked this because this was actually a really big topic in I talked to a lot of lawyers. I got a lot of lawyer friends. You got a lot of lawyer friends? You got a lot of friends?
Yeah, I mean, as many as I can. You know, you got to kind of be careful because you don't want to become a bias in arguments by making too many of those.
Yeah, I mean, ex parte, I mean, I'm sure you know, it comes from the Latin term, right? It means on one side only, by or for one party. Now, I mean, that explains it in itself, but, yeah, it's a Latin term.
Oh, you speak Latin?
Yeah. I speak Latin.
Oh, we'll do the rest of the test in Latin then, if that's okay. I prefer that, actually.
Yeah. I could do that, no problem.
I'm just kidding. Latin's a dead language. Can you explain to me what an objection is?
Objection. What's your objection? My objection. Well, most of the lawyers are dumb, so it's gonna be like this. Objection, Your Honor. Relevance.
Okay.
Yeah, and usually you're gonna be like, well, you gotta hold their hand. I'm gonna be honest. Some of these lawyers don't know what they're doing. They'll be like, relevance. I mean, what do you mean? Do you mean speculation? Like scope? Like, dude, these are not the right objections. You know what they get.
And I mean, objections are very important as a magistrate, right? You got to know that.
Yeah, rebuttals and all that stuff. You know, the problem is these lawyers, they get by too easy through school. They're just giving out these degrees to everybody. It's ridiculous. Like, bar certified, dude, you can't even do your job. Who certified you? But you know, of course, we'll deal with that. I'm a very
probably certified.
thoughtful judge, and I just want to make sure the right things are done. So I help people out here and there.
That's good. That's good. Can you list some more examples of objections beyond speculation and relevance?
Oh, sure. I mean, I could go on and on for days. Like, you want me to go on and on for days?
Let's just say give me like 2 or 3 more.
Okay, well, you gotta do objection, leading, objection, scope, objection, badgering, objection, weird. That's a rare one. I've heard it a few times. Objection, weird. Objection, hearsay. I've heard it boring a few times. I've had to throw that out once or twice. Objection, objective, argumentative, leading, relevance, asked and answered.
That's perfect. You know, so you seem to know, you have a good grasp on your objection.
Very good grasp.
So, you know, another little important thing about being a judge is you got to kind of know the nuances of, you know, direct and cross-examination and redirect, stuff like that. What can you not object to in a cross-examination?
What's that? You asked me, what was the question? What can you not what?
What can you not object to during a cross-examination?
Oh, leading.
All right, why?
What's that?
Why? Why can't you object to leading?
Why can't you what? Object for what?
To leading.
Oh, why can't you object to leading? Oh, that's elementary. Because it's not their witness.
Beautiful. Is there anything else you can't object to?
What's that?
Is there anything else you can't object to?
During what?
During cross-examination? Huh?
During what?
During cross-examination.
Oh, yeah, that's elementary. You can't object to, well, there's actually a couple things. Uncontested facts, you know, witness testimony, stuff along like those lines. Scope, stuff, you know, this is all elementary.
You can object to scope.
Yeah. No, I said not scope, like, yeah.
Oh, not scope.
Yeah, I was agreeing with
you. Yeah, you'd be right about that. A big one that people forget often is argumentative or badgering. You can kind of be a little bit aggressive against their witness to an extent. Obviously, you can't be screaming at them, but you be a little bit more harsh.
That's what I tell people all the time, too. I tell them all the time, guys, you can't scream at them, but, you know, you crank the heat up a little bit. I tell them that all the time.
Man, we have so much in common. We think so much alike.
You might be a little smarter than me, Bucko, you old youngster.
We'll see. What is the rule of law?
What's that? What'd you say? You have to go use the restroom?
No. What is the rule of law?
Oh, what is the rule of law? You're asking me? Oh, come on, that's elementary. Now, the rule of law, I'm actually glad you asked me this. This was actually a huge topic in my book club last week. I was just explaining it to some youngsters. Well, it's basically a political idea that all citizens and institutes within a country, state, community, whatever you want to call it, are accountable to the same laws. For the most part.
So does that mean you as a magistrate can, have some leeways on things because the rank you hold?
What's that? You asking me if I can hold any? You said what's that?
I said, if you say you get the magistrate role, right? Does that give you any special privileges with the law?
No, no. Equal, man. That's what I'm all about. That's what I told you at the start. Fair, justice, righteousness.
Can you tell me what the Fourth Amendment is?
Fourth Amendment?
Mm-hmm.
What's that? You asked me a question?
Yeah. What's the Fourth Amendment? Man, the acoustics in this room need to be looked at. I apologize.
Second Amendment, Third Amendment, Fourth Amendment. Shit, dude. What's this one? Oh, you want to know about the Fourth Amendment?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, the Fourth Amendment is basically protects people from unreasonable searches and seizures by the government. It's part of the Bill of Rights. I was actually good friends with those guys who did all that legal work back in the day.
You're friends with the founding father?
Their sons and their sons.
I see.
Great grandfathers.
I see. What two amendments are covered in your Miranda rights?
What to Oh, hold on. Hold on. I dropped my glasses.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Okay. What was you said you had a question?
Yeah. What two amendments are covered in your Miranda rights?
What two amendments are covered in my Miranda rights?
Yeah.
That's fifth and sixth.
Oh, beautiful. And what are those two?
Oh, hold on, phone.
Go ahead, answer that. Yeah.
Oh, sure, perfect. David, how you doing? I'm in an interview.
Oh shit, Kay, how you doing, bro? You busy?
Yeah, don't worry. I can go over that court case with you later. You know what I'm saying? I always want to help people out. Yeah, I do it all for free. I've been doing it for free.
Oh yeah,
I can
the
give
court
you
case.
legal advice.
Yeah, legal advice.
I know. I helped you win that $5 million case. I got you on this next one.
Oh, it was actually 10 million.
Yeah, 10 million, but I'm not gonna take a cut, man. That's all you.
Oh, all for me? Oh, bro, Mr. K, that's why you're the boy, bro. On God.
All right. Yep. You take care.
Yeah, just give me a call back.
Yep.
I have more concerns about that in about 10 minutes. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Take care.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Okay, what was the question?
$10 million. That's impressive.
Something like.
What is the Fifth and Sixth Amendment? You mentioned
Oh, well,
those
the
are what's
fifth
covered by the Miranda rights.
is, the most important for these dirtbags out here. Privilege against self-incrimination, and the sixth is the right to counsel. Chat, you guys should be judges.
Perfect. And there's something else that falls under the Fifth Amendment. Do you know what that is?
Oh, would you say something what? You said something what?
Something else falls under the Fifth Amendment. Do you know what that is?
Oh yeah, you got the right to remain silent.
That's your self-incrimination.
Oh, you want more? Oh.
Yeah.
I was testing you. Due process. Come on. Just testing you.
Okay.
Nice. Okay,
There's
youngster.
something specific I'm looking for here. It's a game show.
Oh, well. Double Jeopardy. Obviously, everyone loves Jeopardy.
Perfect. What is Double Jeopardy?
What's that?
What is Double Jeopardy?
Oh, you talking about the show or in a courtroom?
Sorry, the courtroom. I should have said.
Yeah, I know. Youngsters, I know you guys love those shows, but I'm more well-versed in the courtroom, so I'll explain that. Basically, it's going to prevent a person from being tried twice for the same crime. I actually knew that one. I don't know why I didn't know that one.
Beautiful.
We had that on one of
this is another important one, especially as a justice.
We've had a lot of these in our cases. I just don't remember
what is
this
the
shit.
exclusionary rule?
Oh, what was that? You
What's the
I need you to
exclusionary
drink some
rule?
water. The what?
Oh, the exclusionary rule.
Oh, the exclusionary rule. I'm so glad you asked that.
Let me just clear my
I was
throat.
actually discussing that last week with my friend. It's a legal principle, you could say, that prevents the use of evidence that was collected or analyzed in violation of a defendant's rights. It's based on constitutional law. It's a remedy for people whose rights are violated during an arrest or such.
So let's say, you know, you witnessed some guy. I don't know.
I've
Off the top of my
witnessed some.
head,
I've saw a dude sucking
Just
three
give me a
dudes off
name of
before.
somebody.
Crazy.
Give me somebody's name real quick. Just for
Jonathan.
the Jonathan. So you see your friend Jonathan, right? He shot a guy right in front of the cops, and they're running away. They saw the weapon on him, and he runs into his house, right? They chase him in, and they arrest him, but he doesn't have the gun on him anymore. So they start to search his house. Would that fall under the exclusionary rule?
You know, it's funny you ask that. Guy has a gun, shoots a cop in front of another cop, you're saying?
Yeah.
Runs into his apartment without losing eye contact.
Correct. The entire time.
No.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Now, the officer starts searching his home. Is that still legal or is that illegal?
After he shot them, they didn't lose eye contact with the gun in hand?
Mm-hmm.
And they start searching his whole premises?
Yep, until they find it.
I think that's legal. Isn't that a hot pursuit, chat? Oh, until they find it, you said?
Yep, and then
Oh,
they stop
okay.
searching.
Well, I believe they would need to get a warrant at that point.
Even though they saw him run into the house with the gun?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you explain to me what exigent circumstances are?
Ah, see? Come on. Come on. Smart man. I haven't heard that term in a while. I was just discussing it last week with a group of my lawyer friends. So what's the question again? I want to make sure I get this right for you.
What is exigent circumstances?
Well, I mean, it's an urgent situation that requires immediate law enforcement action. There are no exceptions to the requirement that the police obtain a warrant, search, seizure, or a property. Now, depending, you have to measure the level of urgency. If the guy's already detained, this, that, and the third, maybe in the backyard, you know, it really depends here. But if he's in there and they need to get that weapon quick, then you know, you can exercise that.
Now, knowing that, can they legally search Jonathan's home without a warrant?
Well, how urgent is it? Is
Well, I mean, he just shot a guy. You know, they're pulling him in.
Is
It's
he
evidence.
detained already?
He is now, but I mean, that's evidence.
So you left that out. Yeah. I wasn't aware of those circumstances.
Well, I mean,
Answer's
they saw him
yes.
shoot a guy, and
They
they're
can.
bringing it to
Yeah, they can.
trial.
They can, yep.
Now, what if they keep searching his home after they find the gun?
What's that? What'd you say?
What if they keep searching his home after they find the gun?
After they found the gun.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, see? This is what I was talking about. They can't do that.
Why not?
Well, I mean, me and you both know, but given the circumstance here, I'll gladly tell you. I mean, that's going to violate his rights.
Now, let's say they keep searching, right? Which you just said violates his rights. And they find, say, evidence of him committing another crime. Doesn't matter what the crime is in the scenario,
Let's
just of another crime.
say cocaine.
Yeah, perfect. Cocaine. That they wouldn't have found unless they kept searching the home. Can he be charged for that?
If you eat an apple that has a disease on it, well, shit, you're gonna get the fucking disease too. You get my drift? The answer's no.
Perfect.
I'm
Do you
sure
know-
you can tell. I taught law. I don't want to brag.
see that.
I taught law for 5 years at university. I
Your
did.
definitions are very
I didn't want to.
textbook, which is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I studied really hard.
It's impressive. It's impressive. Do you know the schedule of a trial? Like what the process of a trial is from start to finish?
Well, of course, that's elementary. That's elementary. So you want to hear the schedule of a trial? I mean, what kind of trial are we talking here?
Yeah.
Like you just want the general
Let's do
trial?
just the
Yeah?
basic criminal trial. Basic criminal trial.
Okay, you want the basic criminal trial? Or I mean, we could ramp it up. We could do a severe criminal trial. But we'll
for
stick
it,
with
if you're
basic.
confident.
We'll stick with basic. You want to do a basic trial? I can do a basic.
Sure, yeah, we'll do basic trial.
Well, typically, it'll include the opening statement, right? Both parties will make an opening statement, presentation of evidence. The plaintiff or the prosecutor will present their case, followed by the defendant's closing arguments. Both parties make closing arguments, and depending if there's a jury or not, it really just depends on the time. You guys do jury cases here?
No, we do not do jury cases here.
Okay, so that's a little different, right? You got the opening statement, presentation of evidence, rulings by the judge, all that stuff. You got the instructions to the jury, but there is no jury, closing arguments, deliberation, stuff like that.
What is meant? You said you speak Latin. What's meant by pro se?
What's that? You speaking Latin?
You said you speak Latin. What is meant by pro se?
No. You're speaking to a guy that speaks Latin. Like, you're literally speaking to a guy that speaks Latin.
Listen, I just gotta ask everyone this. It's one of those things.
Come on, this one's just silly though. This is self-representation, pretty much, on one's behalf. Come on, I speak Latin. I literally taught law
Fluently.
courses for 4 years.
Really, you speak it fluently. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Let me note that.
Yeah.
Prefers instructions in Latin.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Hey, it's Cammy Lux. How
Yeah,
are you, Cammy? I'm
that's
in my
part.
interview as we speak right now. It's going great. This guy's
Are you?
fabulous. You didn't tell me how amazing he was.
Yeah, he's freaking amazing. But listen, I'm gonna go to sleep soon, so tomorrow, call me so we can discuss our deal, okay?
Okay, I got you.
All right, you better call me. Bye-bye.
Take care.
In a trial setting, what is meant by a continuance?
Oh, you're talking about in a trial setting?
Yep.
What is meant by a continuance in a trial setting?
Yep. In a trial setting.
Oh, in a trial setting, in a continuance. Okay, I mean that's elementary. Basically, it's extended, postponed, whatever you want to call it. I mean, different words for this.
Awesome. And what is meant by preponderance of evidence?
Preponderance? Have you said evidence?
Mm-hmm.
Preponderance. One of my favorite words, actually. We taught that a lot back in the day. Let me break this down for you. So, preponderance of evidence. I mean, preponderance, right? We're thinking a lot, right? Yeah, we're thinking a lot of evidence, right?
A lot, yeah.
Yeah. So it's the legal standard that means evidence is more convincing than the evidence against it. Get my drift?
Perfect.
Yeah, we taught that a lot back in the day at the university.
But what is meant by burden of proof?
Oh, burden of proof.
Mhm.
Well, they have to meet the burden of proof, right? So now, depending on the circumstances here exactly, burden of proof is extremely important in a court case. So one party, one side, will have the burden of proof to show that they are correct, while the other party has no such burden and is presumed to be correct. So the people that have the burden of proof, they got a lot on their plate to handle here because they have to essentially dismantle it.
So who has kind of the advantage in a court case then?
See, you youngsters always looking for who has the advantage. We looked at it different back in my day. You know, life is what it is. You got to deal with what you got. So I don't like to think, you know, things are one side has an advantage or not. But if you had to say for the youngsters, it's definitely the defense.
Why?
What's that? Well, because they're the ones that have the burden of the proof. I mean, proof's in the pudding.
The defense has the burden of proof?
What's that? What's the question?
I said why do they have the advantage?
No. The other side does. So, the defense. Why do they have the advantage? You said.
Yeah.
Well, because they don't have the burden of proof.
Okay, so what does that mean?
You need to. You don't know what the burden of proof means? I can explain that for you. So,
I know what the burden of proof is.
listen, innocent until proven guilty. Okay, you've heard those words before, right?
Yep, sure have.
Now, in Law 101, that was our opening statement. In 102, we started deep diving in more. In the 200 courses is when we really got deep into those type of stuff. But in the 300s, we were actually doing mock trials, and this came up a lot. So, basically, look at it this way: the attackers need the proof. You know?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Attackers. What were their names again? What do they call them?
What's that?
What do they call the accusatory side?
Oh yeah, I mean, well, you got the defendants, you got the prosecutors. Come on.
Well, those are opposite sides.
Exactly. I'm just telling you the both sides.
Oh, I get you. I have. Let me see. One more question here. When do the Miranda rights need to be read?
What's that? When the Miranda rights need to be read?
Yep.
Well, when you are arrested. Before, and you can't be questioned without your Miranda rights.
So let's say, officer pulled somebody in, brought them to the cells, didn't ask them any questions, only asked them guilty or not guilty, and you're the guy who's in the trial said, I just said guilty, but I want to sue them because they didn't read me my rights.
Well, as long as there was no questioning, then cops are fine.
Perfect. Alrighty. You have any questions for me?
How'd you get so good at your job, man? You're such a great judge, full of energy. You youngsters really. Actually, I do got a question for you. Me and my law buddies pondered over this for some time. And they had some mixed answers. Let me ask you this question. I want to get your opinion on this because they were struggling, and this is what we actually taught. It's based off law back in Michigan. So basically, the question is it proper to give your client legal advice when you have reason to believe that the knowledge you've given him will tempt him to commit perjury?
No, that is very illegal. If you're getting your client to commit perjury, that's a conspiracy to commit a crime.
Interesting.
Why, is one of your law buddies doing that? Do I gotta...
No, this is one of our course questions in 303, I believe. Law 303. Now, is it proper to put a witness on the stand when you know he will commit perjury?
Definitely not. You should not be putting a witness on the stand if you know they're going to commit perjury. That's an ethics violation.
You know your stuff.
What does ethics mean to you, actually? In your words, legal ethics.
Ethics is everything. Without ethics, we turn to the fucking creatures we are. Have you ever seen Planet of the Apes?
Oh, I love it. Which one are you talking about? Like the new ones? The
new
originals?
one was...
One like 2001 that was...
The originals were a little scary, looking back. Oh, they look creepy motherfuckers.
The ones where they're like
and then once Caesar dies, I mean... The newest one was, it's alright, Yeah,
it's
okay.
I can feel that.
It's alright.
It's alright.
Just, it's cool, but, it was cool. It's cool.
So what is legal ethics?
Oh, legal ethics. That's the real, unique responsibilities of lawyers in the legal system given their important role and influence in society, right? These principles ensure that legal professionals maintain integrity, impartiality, and a commitment to justice. safeguarding the interests of the clients and the public.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, that's all I had for you. I'll get this all over the Chief Justice. Tell them what I think. I think you did really well.
Give me a
personally.
hug, man. You did so well, youngster.
Well, I haven't been held at all.
You're already like a son to me. I can see us working side by side. I mean, I can't wait to solve Aunt Susan's broken lawnmower that the neighbor ran over with their car. I'm gonna get her paid because that's what I do. That's what I do. I get people paid as they deserve.
That's a damages lawsuit.
Yep, exactly. All right.
I'll get you sorted. We'll reach out to you in the next day or two. Let you know what's going on.
Perfect. Perfect.
I appreciate your time.
No, 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 I insist I appreciate your time.
No, really. I appreciate your time.
No, I appreciate your time.
No, really. I appreciate your time.
Have you seen the other courtroom here?
I haven't.
We have two.
I'm sure
I'll
I'll
show
be
you
in
real
there quite frequently.
It's right over this way.
So, what do you think? Am I gonna get one of these offices?
We don't really have them like assigned yet, so yeah, if you get the magistrate role, I don't see why not.
Beautiful.
This is probably gonna be the small claims one more than anything, so this is probably where you'd be working more than anywhere else.
Here.
If there's a gavel here.
Home
Here would be the
sweet
chambers.
home. My office.
Yep, this is where you come back to deliberate.
Awesome. I'm just gonna start moving my stuff in. Perfect.
All right, well, I'll let the Chief Justice know, and I mean, if he chooses not to, we'll help you move him out.
Perfect. I'll get all set up here. I'm gonna get all logged into the PC. If you need anything, I'll just be back here in my office.
You take your time. If you need to use the bathroom, the cells are over to our right here. There's toilets in there. All right.
Okay. Thank you very much,
You have
sir.
a great night.
I mean, dude, chat. I'm getting the job for sure. I'm getting the job for sure. That was a flawless performance. Absolutely flawless.